So before I begin this video or begin the trailer reaction I want to do for this video, I just want to start off with a little rant first.
What?
So I can get out of my system and then we shall proceed.
Nice.
So they dropped Ninja Turtles Ronin teaser trailer.
Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it.
I've heard that development for the game stopped. So they got picked up by another studio, and I guess this is what they could show so far. I don't know how far along they are in development. I don't know if they're mid, at the start, towards the end. What I'm upset about is the fact that Santa Monica not only teased a game, but showed us gameplay footage. Normally, some studios will just show you the trailer or the concept art, and that's it. It just irked me that you showed a teaser trailer and you didn't show character model, you didn't show any stills, you didn't show any concept art, you didn't show some form of gameplay. Just some form of game. Maybe they did in a different footage and I missed it.
I don't know.
Again, I don't know how the gaming world works. What I know is these games cost money. They ain't cheap anymore. And you can call that me bitching or whatever, to each their own. You're teasing the game. Despite us hearing that you stopped development or something happened down the line and another studio picked it up. Whatever you had done before it got cancelled, at least just show us what that looked like. At this point, because the games are getting more expensive, the consoles are getting ridiculously more expensive. And we don't even get the standard edition consoles anymore. We're now getting new consoles. New consoles, and then 5 months down the line or however long down the line, a pro console. That cycle is getting so dull. I don't even own one pro console. I don't understand the concept behind that. But again, to each their own. You might know better than I do. You might feel it's a perfect business model, whatever you want to call it. The games should match the console.
Let me explain.
If you're pricing them higher, game and console, then what you produce should be God tier level.
That's right.
Every game should come with a default new game plus mode. Every game should take 60 hours to complete or a year to complete. I just saw the teaser and I thought, dude, what is this?
That's a good question.
What the fuck is this shit?
Damn.
It might sound harsh to you, again, to each their own. I was just baffled. I was like, so this is all you have to show? And even, again, like I said, your game was cancelled and got picked up by a different studio. Can you show us what you were working on, at least, what it looked like? How far along were you? You can't tell me, oh, you just started, so you're just doing, even if you're just doing stage development, show us the levels. Is the character as big as Wolverine, Spider-Man, or Kratos, or now I've seen Faye? Is the character model as big as Faye?
It's a good question.
What do the weapons look like? What's the concept going to be like? Just show visual. Show and tell. Show us what the f you've been doing so far.
Get this man a shield.
And it sucks that what you were working on got cancelled by your previous developer, and now a new team has picked it up. It would be cool if they had an interview, sit down and talk to your fans, talk to the audience, and just say, yo, this is what happened. And you know, sometimes it happens during business, happens during gaming, movies, TV show, in the creative world. This is what happens. Were you guys shooting too far past your mark, or were you too ambitious or under ambitious, or what? I mean, there's probably an article here and there somewhere. Man, I would like a visual dialogue, man, for real. I literally thought they were going to do something like they did with God of War Laufey. The fact that a lot of people are crying and whining, oh, Faye is a female character.
What?
This world we're living in is so baffling, man.
You ain't lying.
A studio that has done excellent work for so long introduces a different kind of gameplay. And it's not even that it's a new character. And even if it was a new character, even if Faye was a new character, what is wrong with that? Like, what is bad? Does it make your stomach turn, or does it give you instant diarrhea? They didn't just say, oh, this is what we're doing, here are the stills. They showed you the quality, the graphics, and then gameplay, and left you asking questions about what's the story? How is this happening? Why is this happening? Who are these other characters? How the hell did they come here? Now, granted, one or two things like the cube character, for example, I was like, well, how does that really work in gameplay?
That's a good question.
And in the world, what does that cube represent? How powerful is that? It's a cube, but how strong is it? What moves can it do? So I'm looking forward to seeing how they implement that cube, because that's the one distracting thing for me. If you had just said it was a Faye-only gameplay, no sidekicks, no cube, no trapezium, no hexagon, pentagon, ratagon, triangle, square, circle, none of that. No side characters, just Faye. Other side characters you'll interact with, yes. But I mean no side characters where we get to use some R2 or R1 button or L3. It's just Fay and pure story and pure carnage, pure combat. The fact that they showed us a new game style or game system or combo system, game mechanics, and people are crying. But this studio had the balls to say, we're going to drop a teaser for you. And I don't know if the game is coming out in 2027 or 2028.
Hold on.
I still got to give, again, kudos to Santa Monica for what they did and how they presented that game. Telling me a game is going to come out in 2 years' time and then you show me a teaser means nothing to me. That's like telling me you're going to take me out to go and see a movie that's coming out in 6 years' time. That information means zero. It's zero. You haven't shown me any stills. You don't even know what actors are going to be in the movie. You don't even know the genre of the movie. Well, you say it's a combat movie and that's it, but who cares?
Man, don't bullshit me.
I want to see what you're going to charge us money for next year or next 2 years.
I like this one.
I'm not in the mood to start getting excited for something you yourself aren't even sure about it. Maybe I need to go and Google, hence I said Rant. Maybe I need to go and Google the article where they announced that, oh, TMNT Ronin has been canceled due to this and that reason. If you're going to inform us about these things, article, cool. Have the small respect. You just have a 10-minute recording, 5-minute recording, and let us know. So people, those of us who are aspiring game developers or game directors or whatever, will get to understand what happens in the industry, how you can have a passion project, or you can be excited about something, and then somewhere down the line, maybe funding gets cut, or maybe shareholders don't have faith anymore, or whatever happens, inform the audience one last time. I assume there's an article out there, or there are multiple articles out there. I'll go and Google that later. But for now, I said, let me get this shit off my chest. I was so pissed off. Sat down and thought, okay, cool. Because a friend of mine sent this test footage, or not even test footage. It was someone that I think it was on a PC mod. They used Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, the character model for Ryu, I think. And then they put the Ninja Turtle skin on Ryu, and it's just him doing the combos. And I thought, that's excellent. It would be cool if a game like this existed. Yeah, but then I ignore it because Ninja Gaiden already exists. So when someone is saying, oh, it'd be cool if you had a Raphael Ronin Ninja Turtle standalone game, well, you already have a backlog of games that exist. Dante, Virgil, Sekiro, Onimusha, Tenchu even. Tenchu's a classic. You've already got those games to stand on their shoulders to say, what did they do right? What worked? What didn't work?
That boy is good.
Do you really want to make this game? Do we need the game? No. But if you hadn't told me the game was coming out, I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't sit there and have, be in my head like a fantasy. Oh, I wish this game existed. You didn't show me anything. You didn't tell me anything. Then you announce it. Something happens.
This is just a moment.
It's so annoying. In this day and age, you're going to be charging an arm and a leg for these consoles and these games. You better start dropping demos for every game. Well, most games you want to release.
You serious?
Yes.
You people want our money so much. Have the decency to drop a lengthy, satisfactory demo that will then inform the audience to say, now I'm ready to pre-order. I trust you enough because the demo plays well.
That's right.
Here is this money that you're so thirsty for. Here you go. And not under some stupid or PSN tier 5 or PSN Omega Gold Platinum Cosmic Testicle tier system. Here's a free demo. Don't be a douchebag.
Damn.
Don't be an asshole.
Damn.
Drop a demo. Then the audience should say, I'm ready to buy this game due to the demo, not only off the visual. Some people can look at the game and say, that's my game.
You ain't lying.
Just like God of War Laufey, that game looks excellent. Now you can tell me, oh, that game's going to come out next year, June, July, August, or fall or winter. Either way, I'm so excited because you had the respect to not only show me the visual of how the world looks, I'm intrigued with the story, and then you showed me gameplay. I'm excited because I know I'm going to have fun with this game based on what you showed. Not just because it's Santa Monica, not just because in the world of God of War, not just because it's continued the story of Kratos' wife, but it's a whole package. You showed me something to look forward to.
Get this man a shield.
Now, if you had said it's a teaser and here's Faye doing some moves, even if you just showed, when you have the tutorial doing a combo, air combo, or triple strike or quadruple strike, at least that's letting me know, okay, cool. Especially if you already have a fixed release window. So that's you saying this game is coming out next year. You already know what time it's going to come out. You have You probably have, give or take extra 3 months in case you need to finish or you need to touch up some more things. But if you just showed me a tutorial scene that this is the character doing, that's what they did with Blade Zero at some point. Phantom Blade Zero, there was some footage out there where it was just a tutorial of the character doing multiple moves on one character, basically, like a standard tutorial. And that alone just made me think, okay, yeah, this game is going to be sexy. At least that showed me how many combos you could do, how many weapons you could cycle through, and how fast-paced the game was. Then the demo progressed to where you were then given free reign for the dummy character you were fighting against. So then attack you had to dodge, you had to do things like parry. Nah, I'm sorry, dude. You had the balls.
Hey, yo, what the?
The only downside or the only hiccup is the previous studio that was heading the project canceled. For whatever reason, they canceled. I would have preferred an announcement and just visual. Even if it's just stills, animated stills, or like you just zoom in and Ken Burns zoom in. Next still, showing what the character looks like. Here are the weapons. Just show us what you worked on and got canceled. That's why I said if it got canceled, that means everything got wiped and you got to start off from ground up again. And if that's the case, what's the point? I mean, there are fans out there who love this project and they're happy that it's still in the works. I don't care.
What?
I don't care.
Damn.
Let me know when you are ready to show. I personally prefer you show me when you have something visual to show. So you can have an announcement or you can drop a thing saying, go to this website. Here's the visual here. Here's what we've been working on. We got picked up by Platinum Studios or Platinum or whatever they're called. And we're excited to say we're back on track. Here are some stills. I don't understand how they couldn't just show what Raphael looks like or what Donatello looks like or what Splinter, whatever main character we're using, just show. Even if you showed the bad guys, or even if you had the stills for the weapons alone.
This is just a moment.
I'm a Ninja Turtles fan as well. And I never knew about no Ronin thing because I've never read the comics till my friend told me, oh dude, they're working on a Ninja Turtles game with a solo character, meaning Raphael or whoever is the one left out of all the three that died. It's one left and it's supposed to be a dark thing. And my first initial thought was this would make a cool anime or make a cool movie or make a cool CGI movie. So I had zero knowledge, zero idea. My excitement got piqued only to find out that it's supposed to be, it just felt like, oh, they're thinking about it. Well, if you're thinking about it, I don't need to fucking know, dude. When you are ready to show visuals, then talk to your boy, talk to the world and say, now we're ready. Because despite the rumors that some people were throwing here and there about God of War Laufey, I heard stuff. But the first time I heard, oh, by the way, they're going to do, in fact, what I heard the first time is they're thinking of doing, they're working on a new God of War game. It's going to be, the main character is going to be a female character. I wasn't one of those people like, oh, female charactering, oh, that doesn't make sense. Some of you people seem to have forgotten Heavenly Sword. That game, no one till this day has, except God of War Laufey, for me, I don't feel no one till this day has made a game as visually pleasing as Heavenly Sword was, and the way she was moving.
Well, we'll give her to us.
When you have a game like that exists, I don't understand any excuses any other company or studio makes that it can't better what that game will. If you're going to make a new game today and it's not the gameplay or the fighting mechanics doesn't better that, why are you charging so much for the consoles in the game?
Does not compute.
When you play the game, it'll justify how they're getting more expensive. Is there less resource so you're increasing the price?
Does not compute.
Or maybe you should just make one console, universal console, and then fuck off. With that rant off my chest, let's proceed with the gameplay footage or gameplay trailer reaction.
I was born to be the collector. To protect a world I cannot be a part of.
Okay.
Destined to be.
Wait, was that a vampire skull? Hold on a second. My bad.
Destined to be feared for what I am. It is.
I see
my
witchcraft
fate.
elements.
I have devoted my life to facing them. Those granted the power to raise souls. Those corrupted by their gifts. Tilting the ancient balance toward cataclysm.
Interesting.
But at last, their debt is due. Every choice, every breath has led me to this moment.
So this is in-game
As
footage
the moon
then.
bears witness, I take the first step. My time has come. I am ready.
It feels like Bene Gesserit. That's it? Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Not bad. I prefer more gameplay though. This is why I salute Santa Monica Studios. Now, granted, you could argue that those guys are far along in their development. That's why they could afford to show gameplay. Again, if you're not far along enough, then trailer done. But because of what Santa Monica Studio did, for me, they've raised the bar. They've raised the bar, and that was the first time they said a few things. I don't know if they showed stills or they showed some animation intro thing. They spoke. They said this is what we're working on. I can't remember them saying it's going to be about Faye. Then after I heard rumors and some form of dialogue and text and whatnot, instant visual, and not only visual to say teaser, or maybe Faye woke up, or you had Kratos and Atreus resting Faye in her embalmment. Then they light her up, and then particles into the ether, and she's going into the next dimension. Cut to black, God of War Laufey, and that's it.
Wait a minute.
Some people would have been okay with that.
Hold up.
Some people would have been just fine with that. Not me, but some people would have been, you know what, that's cool. We trust Santa Monica, so this is what they're working on. Also, the story is about Faye. Cool. Chatter, rumors. Then the next thing you know is visual. So they show you, they take you back to the heartstrings where you had Kratos and Atreus resting the mother. Instantly took us back to 2018 God of War, instantly. So you know what you're doing there. You're being very wise because your story links at that point. You could have shown any part of the story, but you were saying this is what happened after, or this is her journey after when she got rested. So smart play. But again, you could have easily shown the body, Kratos' dialogue. You show Atreus and Kratos. He lights her up. Her particles disintegrate into the heavens or the cosmos, and then cut to black. But then you showed her waking up from her transition from burning flesh to whatever is going on. So now you've opened up a whole new realm for us to understand, or for us to journey with you, to experience this story you want to tell us. She then wakes up with markings on her body, and even me, I'm like, okay, what's the markings for? Does that mean that she was put together by something or someone? We don't know. She's a little woozy. She's tired. She's dizzy. She's walking along. We see the health bar. I thought they were going to cut to black eventually. So not only did they show us, it's just the stack, the levels was epic. You showed her walking. You showed how the motion capture has improved over the years so far. She's navigating, she's talking, and then all of a sudden you do a cutscene. She sees two dead bodies, another mask. That's impossible. Intrigue, peak instantly. Then you have this weird sound, and then this tentacle vine thing pulls away from the mask. She reacts. It's trying to kill her. She does a magic. Oh, it's stacking. This is how it's done. You say something, and there's official statements and there's rumors. This is the world we live in. There's official stuff and rumors. Cool. But then you come to show and tell, yo, we're big boys in the game. This is what we're working on. This is why we've been quiet. And then you trust your audience who ride or die with you. Not no weak or whatever whiny crybabies. Oh, not a woman. Why would you call it God of War? Just call it Faye God of War. Why would you say God of War? Because you're confusing the audience. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Come on, son.
As soon as I saw her, I said, oh, dude, my brain went straight back to Heavenly Sword. Epic game to this day. All the Dantes, all the Virgils, all the Neros, all the Sekiros and Onimushas. No game has come to meet that style of that and that thing. I feel that they didn't even push to what they really wanted to do in Heavenly Sword. And yet no one can look at that game and say, you know what? We need to be inspired by this game and do something similar.
to us.
This dude had the balls to drop a teaser trailer for Ronin coming out when? We don't know. Next year. When next year? Where's the stills?
Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it.
Where's the fucking stills? You have no visual. You don't know. We don't even know how he moves. We have no idea if he's going to be a zoomed in, from, over the shoulder thing, head to waist, head to feet. Is he going to be as small as Spider-Man, or as big as Wolverine, or as big as Kratos, or as big as Ninja Gaiden? Where's the reference? Nothing. Zero, nada.
This is just a moment.
But it's a teaser trailer. Look forward to it next year. When? We don't know. Might be next 2 years though. But at least we're back on track. I don't care.
Wow, you are mean.
Sad to hear that you guys got canceled on your previous development or whatever, but no. When you start reducing the price of your games and your consoles, then you can do whatever. You can talk about a game at the beginning of a year and release it 5 years from now, because out of sight, out of mind. But at least studios like Santa Monica said something. Not only did they show, but they showed and tell and gave you long enough footage. They didn't tease you like some incompetent studios, especially when you have enough footage to show. But you're like, no, let's just give him this. No.
God, please, no!
Your consoles are getting more expensive. Controllers are getting more expensive. Games are getting more expensive. PSN subscription is going up in price. You better make sure you have half of the game to fucking show. You better make sure you have the game.
That's right.
You have to show something that lets us know you are worthy of this cash you are so thirsty for.
Willingly? Yes.
Yeah, you want to tell a good story. You want us to experience the game. You want us to experience and have fun. Yeah, but at the end of the day, as they say, it's a business. You better have something worth the cash you are hungry for. It's that simple. Teaser fucking trailer my ass.
I don't give a
Damn.
Keisha.
Anyway, peeps, I'm done. I've of course been the one and only multi-potentialite, neurodivergent host.
Cosmic Jedi signing out. Thank you for watching.